Kyle Busch and Noah Gragson were just racing for position. Then one corner changed everything. One hit, one angry radio call, and now the entire NASCAR garage is split. Did a young driver cross the line with a veteran champion, or was it just hard racing? What really happened in that moment might decide how this rivalry explodes next. It started with a corner that changed everything. Late in the race, both Las Vegas natives were fighting for position. Track position matters more than ever in today's Cup Series. Clean air can decide a race. One lost spot can mean 10 more slipping away. Busch was holding his line, managing his tires, setting up the exit. Gragson came in hard with speed and commitment. The gap closed. The contact came. Busch's car shot up the track. Momentum gone. Race altered. Over the radio, Busch's frustration was immediate. Later, he made it clear. He said Gragson just drove right through him. Those words were not random. They carried weight. Kyle Busch has been in this sport for decades. He has seen every kind of move. He has made aggressive moves himself. When he accuses another driver of driving through him, he is questioning more than judgment. He is questioning respect. Respect in NASCAR is currency. You earn it with wins. You protect it with consistency, and you lose it when you cross lines that veterans believe should not be crossed. For Busch, this was not hard racing. It was over the limit. For Gragson, it was racing for position. That difference in view is where this rivalry explodes. Kyle Busch is not just another driver in the field, he is a two-time Cup Series champion. He has built his career on precision, edge control, and knowing exactly how far he can push a situation. He understands risk versus reward better than almost anyone in the garage. He races aggressively, but usually with calculation. When he moves someone, it is often deliberate and strategic. Noah Gragson represents a different energy. He is part of the younger wave that grew up watching drivers lean on each other. He brings emotion to the cockpit. He attacks corners with urgency. He believes if a gap is there, even if it is small, it belongs to whoever commits first. When those two philosophies meet at full speed, sparks are almost guaranteed. The fact that both drivers are from Las Vegas adds another layer. They share hometown roots. They have raced on similar paths growing up. There is pride involved. There is familiarity. When drivers from the same city clash, it feels closer to home. It feels more personal. Inside the garage, conversations have shifted. Crew members replay the footage. Drivers quietly take sides. Some say Gragson crossed a line and should have shown more patience with a veteran. Others say this is the Cup Series, not a training ground. If you want the spot, you go get it. That divide makes the situation even hotter. Busch did not shrug this off. His tone after the race made it clear that he believes Gragson made a mistake. Not just a racing mistake, but a decision that lacked awareness. When a veteran calls out a younger driver publicly, it becomes a lesson. It also becomes a warning, because in NASCAR, payback rarely comes in words. It comes later. It comes when the cameras are watching. It comes when two cars are side by side and neither driver lifts. Gragson now knows that every time he races around Busch, the spotlight will be brighter. Every move will be analyzed. Every inch will be contested harder than before. The next time they meet on track, it will not feel normal. This rivalry also highlights something bigger happening in the sport. NASCAR is in a generational transition. Veterans who built their reputations over years of success now race against drivers who grew up studying their moves. The old guard expects certain standards. The new guard believes speed and aggression are the standards. Kyle Busch came up in an era where veterans taught lessons physically on track. If you moved someone carelessly, you might find yourself moved later. That culture still exists, but it operates differently now. Social media amplifies every incident. Radio chatter becomes public within minutes. Fans pick sides instantly. In this case, fans have done exactly that. Some believe Busch is protecting his turf. They see a champion who refuses to be pushed around. Others see Gragson as a fearless racer, unwilling to wait for permission. The arguments online mirror the arguments inside the garage. That is why this feud feels bigger than one crash. It is about identity. Busch has nothing left to prove in terms of legacy. He has championships. He has wins across multiple series. He has endured pressure at the highest level and thrived. But he still races with fire. He still demands control of his race. When that control is taken away by contact, it stings. Gragson is still building his reputation. Every strong finish matters. Every bold move sends a message that he belongs. If he backs down too often, he risks being labeled soft. If he pushes too hard, he risks being labeled reckless. Finding the balance is the challenge. After the incident, the garage atmosphere shifted. Conversations were sharper. Eyes followed both drivers more closely. Even teams not involved understood that this was not over. Because NASCAR remembers. Drivers remember who raced them clean. They remember who crowded them. They remember who gave room and who took it. Those memories shape future decisions at 200 miles per hour. Imagine the next restart with Busch lined up directly behind Gragson. Imagine the tension inside the cars. The spotters will be talking non-stop. Crew chiefs will remind their drivers about points, about patience, about staying focused. But emotion is powerful. Emotion can override strategy. That is what makes the next chapter so compelling. There is also the competitive angle. Points matter. Playoff spots are limited. One bad finish caused by contact can ripple through the season. Busch likely views this incident not only as disrespectful, but costly. A race derailed means stage points lost. It means momentum broken. Gragson likely views it as a hard-fought battle where neither driver wanted to give up space. Two perspectives. One collision. Historically, rivalries have fueled NASCAR's popularity. Fans remember iconic feuds because they felt real. They were built on repeated encounters, not staged drama. Busch and Gragson have the ingredients for that kind of rivalry. Strong personalities, similar backgrounds, different approaches. The key question is how it evolves. Will Busch seek immediate on-track response? Will he wait for a moment when it hurts less strategically but sends a clear message? Or will he decide that points are too important and choose restraint? Will Gragson adjust his approach around Busch, or will he double down and prove he will not change his style for anyone? Neither option is simple. Crew chiefs will play a role as well. They are responsible for keeping emotions controlled. A driver focused on revenge can lose sight of race strategy. Smart teams know when to cool the fire and when to let it burn. For fans, this tension creates must-watch racing. Every time the two cars appear in the same camera frame, anticipation rises. Every side-by-side moment carries the memory of that earlier contact. That is how rivalries build. The collision itself may fade in highlight reels over time, but the emotional impact will linger longer. Drivers rarely forget when someone costs them a strong run, especially when it feels avoidable. Kyle Busch built his career by refusing to be intimidated. Noah Gragson is building his by refusing to hesitate. Those two mentalities cannot easily coexist when space runs out, and space always runs out in NASCAR. As the season continues, the calendar will bring new tracks, new corners, new high-pressure situations. The odds of these two crossing paths again are high. When they do, the crowd will react. The commentators will reference the history. The drivers will feel the weight of it. Because now, every interaction carries context. In many ways, this is a test for both drivers. For Busch, it is about leadership and legacy. How does a champion respond when challenged by a younger racer? For Gragson, it is about maturity. How does an aggressive talent show growth without losing edge? The answers will not come in press conferences. They will come in split-second decisions on track. The garage has reached a boiling point, but boiling points eventually release steam. The question is whether that steam escapes in a controlled way or erupts in another explosion. One thing is certain. This feud is real. It is fueled by pride, by ambition, and by two drivers who refuse to back down. The next time Kyle Busch and Noah Gragson race door-to-door, the air will feel heavier, the corners will feel tighter, and the entire NASCAR world will be watching to see who blinks first. Because in this rivalry, blinking might mean losing more than just one position.